right, welcome in hockey fans in the desert Southwest. It's a cool 1:15 outside. Nice and cool here at College Bar and Grill in Tempe, Arizona. Your host, Scott Strande. I've got our, I'm calling him a staff photographer. I'm going to call him that now because we commandeered him last year. We've got ZAC Bonduranт with us. So ZAC, first of all, welcome in. How's the summer been?
It's hot. It's very, very hot, but it's to be expected here in Arizona. So we just kind of do what we do and wait for hockey season to start to get in the nice rink.
It's getting closer, right?
Yeah.
So you jumped on board with us last year to do some photography for us. Lots of great stuff. You had some challenges dealing with the arenas that you're in. We're going to get into that in another segment down the road, but let's talk a little ASU hockey before we get going into a lot of things. I know you're as excited as anybody with the season starting a lot earlier. They're going to be on the ice on Sunday, I think, is the official first practice. So they'll come in and get their physicals, get on the ice, and then they're going to China.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a great trip. You didn't ask me
if you could go to China.
I mean, I just figured since you're thinking maybe you're going to have a hard time making the trip, maybe I can. I may stole away and just see where it ends up, but if you got an in, I'll go.
So, your thoughts covering hockey and what you saw out of the ASU team last year and the growth. Mm-hmm. Give us some thoughts.
Strong group of kids. I came in they were doing the Desert Classic is when I contacted you.
Yeah, so midway through.
Yeah, so I got a few games to be on the rink or around the rink and see what they were in person, and a strong group of kids. Kumanzis came in and just dominated the last half of the season, really played solid. Joey Decord built that legacy, just solidified it at the end of the year, and I mean, they had a fantastic finish and really made an awesome push to make the playoffs.
I know you got a bunch of great shots, and we'll talk about this in our segment together down the road here, but what was it like to shoot a goaltender like Joey Decord? You get so many reactions, so many emotions, so many great saves.
Yeah. He's everywhere, and it makes me shooting the photographs that much more excited because when he jumps out of the net, to the blue line to play the puck, it's phenomenal, and everyone around the arena gets excited. So I had an absolute blast shooting him. A little bummed he's not here this year, but you know what? He's on to his next
bigger
dream.
And better things,
right?
Exactly.
And like Coach Power says, it's sweet because of what he did there, and you saw what he built from, and it could be happier for the guy. So,
well, we're going to talk hockey tonight. We've got LINDSEY Ellis, head coach of Arizona State women's team, coming in with us. I know Lindsay's been extremely busy all summer long. She just finished up a camp of their juniors that they had over at Oceanside, so I'm sure she's excited to talk about that. I don't know how much you've seen of the growth of hockey, but we had Lindsay Fry on a couple of weeks ago. She was talking about the growth of the Kachinas program, which is brand new, something she's been working on for 4 or 5 years to develop, and now they got like 150 little girls playing hockey.
It's awesome.
It's getting crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's super exciting to see both programs develop men's and women's hockey, and it's something to really look at around the school and notice that we're growing and becoming a real powerhouse, because I lived in Michigan for a while, and Michigan's had a men's team,
right?
And that's the state of hockey, and Minnesota as well. But I mean, it's really exciting to see the program, both men and women's, build, and the women's is really catching fire.
So let's talk a little bit about you. I'll give you a couple minutes to talk about what you did. How did you get into photography? How did you get into hockey? Talk about that.
Yeah, so I actually started in high school, and a little shout out to my high school teacher, Mr. Dennis Tannen. He put a camera in my hands and just said, take pictures of what you like. So I really started with motocross, started with a lot of action sports, racing. Yeah. And I played hockey since I was 10 years old, so I played I still play every once in a while. So I was like, you know what, I want to shoot hockey, and that's just kind of how it started. And
nice.
I was in Michigan, and I saw you were covering a lot of ASU, and when I was up there, and
It's LINDSEY Ellis with the Arizona State women's hockey program, head coach, program director, miss everything, right? Can we just call it that?
Yeah.
Lindsay and I met 5 years ago, I think. 4 years ago, something like that.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right back when we were starting Ice Time Hockey Southwest, and I saw you and I said, how's this going to go? And you said, I have no idea, but I'm going to work at it. let me commend you first and foremost, because the job you've done is unbelievable.
Thank you.
I mean, how you've grown this program in such a short period of time. I don't know what else to say. It's just incredible. So first and foremost, congratulations on that. Let's talk about your crazy busy summer. What's been happening in your life all summer?
Yeah, just we've been recruiting, ordering all new equipment, new jerseys for the girls. We've had 2 camps so far. We have another one this upcoming weekend. I've been away visiting family. Family's been visiting Arizona, so I've been pretty busy this summer.
You know, when last season ended, you had a tournament that you guys hosted up in Vegas, and I didn't really get a chance to visit with you after that. So tell us a little bit about how that trip was, how the tournament was, how everything went up there, and did it go well?
Yeah, so we went into the WWCHL playoffs as ranked 3rd, and that's the highest we've been ranked in our conference, so we were really excited to go and play, and they had a great showing at playoffs, and we were able to make it to the semifinals. Unfortunately, we didn't make it past that, but you know, that's the greatest postseason play that they've put on as a program, and as a 3rd-year program, that's pretty unbelievable for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the process, you picked up some more teams, right? Or at least a new team? 1 or 2 more?
2 more. So this year, the Western Conference will be, I guess, a true Western Conference for the first time in ACHA history. So Utah Valley and University of Utah are joining. So it's pretty exciting for all the teams in the West.
Yeah, and the beauty of that is it gives you more games, more competition within a closer geographic region, which cuts down on the travel, which helps on the budget, I'm guessing, right? No?
Not much. I mean, it's kind of the same. You know, we're still traveling to all different states. You know, Western states aren't as easy for the Midwest 4-hour bus trip, but we make it work.
I hear you. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the way things are going in the Desert Southwest. I had a dream once that this thing was going to explode. I had no idea that the women's side of it was going to explode the way it has.
Yep.
You've been a big part of it, but your thoughts? When we met 4 years ago, did you think this is what was going to happen with women's hockey in Arizona?
I mean, I knew hockey was growing just in general, but it's really cool to see it grow more like this, the way it has been. When I was in high school, there was 1 girls travel team, and we still had girls on our team that were from other states. So it's really exciting to see it grow, and I hope in 5 years we can have a Tier 1 travel team here. You know, that would be a first for Arizona.
And the other thing that's really neat, I talked to Lindsay Fry about this a couple of weeks ago, and she was on, and I said, it's really neat that you have so many women coaches giving back.
Yep.
I know there was a big event down at the at Oceanside with Katie McGovern bringing the Isabel Cup back, and had a chance. What was it like for the girls and for you personally to see that and have it right here?
Yeah, I wasn't able to be there, but that's so cool for, you know, especially Katie McGovern, an Arizona native, to be able to win that and be able to bring it back here, and you know, especially for these girls to see like how far they can actually go in hockey, and you know, what they can strive for.
Let's talk a little bit about your team specifically. How's recruiting been this year? Who's coming in? What have you done? What adjustments have you made to build your team better?
Yeah, we're really, really excited for this year, and just the skill and depth that we're adding to our team is unlike any recruiting class we've had before, and we're really excited to be able to build on what we had this past year and just keep, you know, moving up basically in every aspect of our program. So we have girls, I made a graph on Twitter, and we have girls from pretty much all over the United States and Canada. So it's exciting to have all these girls from all different backgrounds, all different teams, and bring them all together here at ASU.
Okay, so as a coach, I know you're going to tell me like every other coach, you want to build from the goal out. You're pretty solid in goal, aren't you?
Yeah. This will be Jordan's senior year, so we are looking to bring in another solid goaltender for fall 2020. So we've already started recruiting on that part, but you know, we're just really excited overall in general to add, you know, players to every single part of the ice.
You know, the other thing I think I really like about your program is when you lose girls to graduation, they want to come back and help.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So talk a little bit about what that means and how that helps you build a program when you have those girls that want to stay involved.
Yeah, so whenever we started recruiting back in 2015, we always said, you know, we never wanted to have a player just to have a player.
Right.
And I think that kind of showed in our numbers at the beginning, but when we recruited somebody, we really wanted the right person for our program, and I think now that we do have a few alumni, it's really showing that, you know, we've recruited girls with great character, and, you know, Amber's on our coaching staff. It'll be our second year, and Danica especially has helped out a ton. She was at both of our camps so far this summer. She'll be there next weekend as well. So it's exciting to have different alumni help out all the time.
So when we talk about building a program, and I know you had a plan, right?
Yep.
And it was a slow go plan because you had to get some girls, right? And then we talked many times about what it was like to field a team of 12, 13.
Yeah.
What's it like now?
Yeah, it's completely different. I mean, it's we kind of laugh about it now when we think about the first year, and they were tired, and it was like, well, you're out again. And but it's fun to especially have those girls now because we've always had the same vision, and those girls that were there at the beginning, they're now seniors, and they've gotten to see it grow to this point, and it'll be really exciting this year to be able to have a full depth on our team that we can utilize.
So let's talk a little nuts and bolts about a hockey coach, right? You like to be able to tinker, right?
Yep.
Put people here, find your skill players, put them
Yep.
here, put them on the power play, find the guys, the girls that can work the power play and
Yep.
the penalty kill. When you have 12 girls, it's pretty much like you just said, right? You throw them out there.
Yep.
So now, is it opened up your coaching a little bit to be able to tinker like that?
Yeah. Just Gibber and I have especially talked about the special teams a lot. In the past, it was pretty much who we had is who we're going to get on the ice, and if they were tired, we still had to put them out there, and that didn't utilize our special teams to the fullest extent at all.
Right.
So we're really excited to be able to put together different special teams of different people and see how they work out.
Now, when I look at what you're wearing and I see the Adidas and I see the pitchfork, what's it like traveling around the country? Are people starting to notice that there's hockey at Arizona State?
Yeah, it's exciting. As we get better, more teams are wanting to play us within the league. And this year we're actually going to Michigan, and it's really cool to be able to play, these different big name schools and, get ASU women's hockey out there more across the country. And, every time we're in the airport, people are always asking about us. So it's really fun to travel.
Okay, I have to wrap up this segment by talking about your trip to Minnesota last year and what that meant for your program. I know you took a bold step, right? You went to try out? No, I mean for your camp.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you went to try out for your camp, right?
Yep.
What was that like? That was pretty bold to pick up and move there and bring another maroon and gold into maroon and gold country.
Yeah, it was, it was really different. A lot of those girls there, their main goal is to play NCAA Division I hockey, and there's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
So we kind of, got our name out there, kind of, showed them that club hockey isn't, bad hockey.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people have a stigma about it, and it was really cool to be able to bring that information to them and, bring a new light to, not only our team, but the entire league as well.
So ironic that Katie McGovern wins the Isabel Cup right there, right?
Yeah, in that same ring. Yep.
So when we talk about the growth from within, what's it like at ASU now? Is ASU starting to accept women's hockey as being a pretty decent program?
They've started to create a little fan base for themselves, and it's fun, look out in the stands and it not just be parents anymore. We're starting to get more students or people in the hockey community coming out to games, and it's fun for them to be able to hear those chants during games and whatever it may be, and we're excited to keep building that fan base.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll cool off a little bit maybe, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about some of the theme nights that you have. I know you have some really good theme nights. We'll talk about your schedule, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts about the girls on this year's team.
All right.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back in, Facebook fans, hockey fans in the desert Southwest. It's hot. Lindsay and I are both dealing with the heat right here, but we're here to talk ice cold hockey. We're talking ASU women's hockey. Another segment, things that I want to talk to you about. One of the things that always impresses me is the fact that you guys jump right into theme nights, right? You try to come up with a theme on all your home games, and you haven't had a chance to have a whole bunch of home games, but you make them fun and eventful and make people want to come out. How'd that get started?
Yeah, you always see different pro teams or college teams or whoever it may be putting on theme nights, and it really, can bring in the community for different causes. And, we wanted to start that right away and get ourselves in the community, be able to donate to different causes, and we started that right away.
Yeah. Well, it's been a big hit. I mean, on military nights, always cool when you put on the camouflage, and your breast cancer awareness when you put on the pink and all that good stuff. So tell me a little bit about how the girls react to that.
They love it. I mean, they love not only being able to wear a different uniform, a fun uniform for the night that amps them up for a game, but just to be able to give back to the community as a team, that really brings them together. And not only that, but some of them are affected by some of these causes in their personal lives. So it's fun to be able to get out there and do those types of things.
All right, so as we get ready for the 2019-2020, can't hardly believe I'm saying that.
I know.
But we're getting ready for that season. How close are you guys to getting on the ice for real?
We got about 6 weeks, I want to say.
Right.
Yeah, 6 weeks, I think.
So school starts, you guys are back on the ice and rocking and rolling. Let's talk schedule. What's happening first? Where are you going? How's the schedule lay out for you?
Yeah, so we'll start out with a scrimmage against the boys U16 team in the middle of September. And then right away we're going to Colorado. And we'll face off against Denver and CSU. And then we come back home to play against GCU at Arcadia. And then, let's see, right after that, where do we go? Now I gotta look.
It's okay, we can look.
All right. And then after that, we go to Missouri. We're again hosting a showcase there. We'll
that's
again
always
play.
Fun, right?
It is, yep. Aquinas, McKendree, and Concordia. And Missouri State is always really good. That's their home rink, so they have a really good fan base there. So it's really fun to kind of be able to mix fan bases and get them out for the women's. And then we finally open up at the end of October for our home opener against Utah Valley, which is a new team. So that's exciting for all of us to be able to play a new team. And then we'll go to Michigan, which is a long-awaited trip. We'll play Davenport, Adrian, and University of Michigan. So not only, storied programs and cool rinks that they'll get to play in, but they'll finally get to play against some of the best in the country, which we're really excited to be able to showcase ourselves there. University of Utah is coming out here in November. Another new team, which is exciting. And then January and February, we'll be hosting GCU in Colorado.
So, when I looked at your schedule the first year, I'm going, wow, you really had a hard time just scheduling games because there wasn't that many teams. It's kind of fun right now, isn't it, to schedule teams and you can get home and home and things like that?
Yeah, it is. As the league continues to grow and as our team gets better, we have more options and opportunities to be able to play better teams and new teams and whatever it may be. So it's exciting to be able to play non-conference games, conference games, and kind of get a whole overlook of the ACHA.
So when we talk about not only building a schedule, but you obviously built some rivalries. There was one built in for you when GCU came on board, but I know you guys have played some of the Colorado schools and built a little bit of a rivalry with them too. And GCU is still the biggest rivalry, but who's next on that list?
I would say University of Colorado is kind of a team we always look out for in the West, just because, at this point they're the most dominant team in the Western Conference, and we played them really close at playoffs, a 3-1 game, and, we're really excited to be able to play them again with new players, more depth, and, hopefully bring out a win this year.
Okay, so we talked about the regular season schedule. When we get down to the nitty-gritty of it, the tournament time, plans on hosting again, or who's going to host the tournament this year?
Actually, University of Utah is hosting this year.
Oh, are they really?
Yep. So it'll be in Salt Lake City this year, at the end of last weekend in February, and the top 4 teams in the West will go.
Okay. And then it's on to the national tournament, which is the spot that you're trying to get to, right? And that's the goal?
Yes, indeed.
Talk about the national tournament a little bit perspective-wise. You know a little bit about it, quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about the national tournament on the women's side. How is it played? What's the caliber of play like when you get to that level? Yeah,
it's the top 8 teams in the country, so it's really the best of the best that you're going to get in ACHA Division I. And, thankfully this year we get to see some of that competition, so we get to see, are we ready for that level? Is that something, is that the level that we're competing at yet? So we'll be able to see that pretty early on this season, which I'm excited about as a coach, and I know our other coaches are as well. So, we're really working on a lot of things so far, as far as off-ice conditioning this summer, and then we're going to hit the ground running in August once we are all on the ice together. So it'll be a really exciting year to hopefully build up to that national tournament.
Okay, you led me into a question that I was meaning to ask. Okay, as a coach, you're obviously getting more talented girls and more girls to compete. How much growth are you able to do as a coach and seeing your girls from start to finish in a year?
A ton. A ton. Yeah, it's like I said, they're coming from literally everywhere, down here to Tempe, and it's fun to see them bring, different compete levels, push each other in different areas, all, come together as one throughout the season, and, they're really all working towards a common goal, and it's really fun to see them, just from start to end.
Well, the first thing I notice when I go to a women's game is that you talk about no checking, but there's contact, isn't there?
Yeah,
I mean, you have to rub the body out.
Yep.
You have to get puck control, puck possession. What's it like as a coach to see that? How much can you teach?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we work on that a lot in practice, not exactly hitting, but, a lot on our angling or, battles in the corners, things like that. We commend that hard work, playing for the puck and using that body to get the puck, and that's something as a coaching staff that we don't shy away from.
So the NCAA coaches, Coach Powers, will go out and he'll recruit and he'll look for specific players, right?
Yep.
I know he looks for a lot of players that wear a C at the level below, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know he looks for specific types of defensemen and forwards. Are you able to start doing that right now, to start looking for specific types of players to fit in?
Yeah, we are. We've always looked for leadership, especially Gibber and I from the beginning. Both of us came as captains from our collegiate teams, and, we really, really like that leadership aspect and the high character and different players. And I think about half our roster or more were captains as seniors in high school. So it's really exciting for us to be able to get those kinds of girls, especially coming in next year. I think 5 of the freshmen were captains this past season on their high school teams. So, we definitely look for that.
So is that difficult to recruit those girls? Are you competing with other programs to get them?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely compete with other programs, and it's fun to see, we have a unique aspect here at Arizona State, and we have different goals and things we want to reach here. And, if a girl fits into that, we really dive deep after them, and, if it's the right fit, it ends up happening in the end the right way, and then they're at Arizona State, so it's exciting.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the returning players that you got coming and the new girls you got coming in.
Yep.
Your senior class this year, how are you set up in the senior class?
Yeah, so Jordan will be a senior,
right.
And then we have Molly, Erin, and Alyssa.
Okay.
I believe that's it.
That's a good start, right?
Yeah, so it'll be fun. Last year we didn't have a senior night, so it'll be fun to have a senior night again, have a graduating class, and we have a lot of underclassmen. We have about 20 freshmen and sophomores combined, so a lot of underclassmen.
Anybody that's going to jump out at you that you're really looking forward to see on the ice? I don't want to just single out particularly one player. That's not what's good, but is somebody that's coming in that's going like, this girl could really be something?
Yeah, Abby McGee and Sarah Zimmerman are both defenders, both tall defenders.
Right.
And that's something that we've really had a pretty small team coming up to this point. So I'm excited for them to join Molly and Sheridan back on that blue line and, really make an impact right away as freshmen. And Andy Main actually used to be a defender, but now she plays forward. So she's coming to us from Okanagan, and, I think she'll make a really big impact right away as well.
So we know your strength at goalie. Where else are you going to be strong, or where do you like the position of your team on paper right now?
Yeah, our defense is great this year. We'll have 7 defenders. As of today, we'll have 7 defenders. 5 of them are freshmen, but we have great confidence in all of them. That right now our defensive core is our strongest point of our game right now. Okay,
so is it fair to say that you're going to win a lot of low-scoring games, or do you think you're going to score some goals too?
We'll see.
That was a tough one.
It's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say until they're really all together. But we've definitely added a few goal scorers and added more strength to our forwards. So it'll be exciting to kind of mix them up and see who works best with who.
All right, I want to wrap things up with you by obviously we all know that club hockey is pay for play, right?
Yes.
So tell everybody out there how they can get involved in your program, how they can support you, what they can do to help out.
Yeah, so we're officially a 501c3 as of this month, so that's really exciting. So we can receive tax-deductible donations, and they can contact me or go on our website, and we'll have different sponsorship levels as far as putting your logos on t-shirts, behind the bench during games, and different things like that with company logos. But if you would like to donate to our team and help us out, then you can contact me.
Okay, so let's talk, before we let you go, let's talk about just how difficult that part of it's been. That takes a lot of work, and I don't think people realize just how hard it is to recruit players and then also recruit quote-unquote money, right?
Yeah.
What's it been like?
It's hard, to say the least. This season, especially with travel costs, ice costs. A lot of people don't realize that ice costs in Arizona are among the top in the country. So our ice costs are not cheap by any means. That's about 30% of our budget. Travel is about 60%. Everything else is very small percentages, but we're running for this season about $150,000, which is a lot. But it is what it is, and to be the best, we have to operate at that level.
All right, final question for you. At ASU, Coach Bowers was just named by the NCAA coaches as the Coach of the Year, won the Frank Kush Award. When I talked to him, he was so proud of that. He said, out of all the awards that he'd be eligible to win, that means the most to him. Talk a little bit about ASU and just the whole athletic program from Ray Anderson on down. I know your club, but all that has to rub off, right, with Bobby Hurley and Herm Edwards and all those guys. How has that rubbed off on your program?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, Greg Powers has always set up, ACHA hockey at Arizona State to have endless possibilities. He's
including a national championship.
Yeah, including that. So, from the beginning, he's set this up, for me to, go as far as we can. And it's, that's so awesome for Greg to be able to get such a prestigious award, that quickly in the NCAA. And, that's just a testament to, ASU in general and what you can do here.
Lindsey, thanks for spending the time at 115 degrees. I promise you the next time we get together it'll be a lot cooler on the ice, and we'll be wishing we had some heat. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for updating us on the ASU Women's program. Best of luck all season long, and don't be a stranger, okay?
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Michael here from M-Drive. My dad, a world-class scientist, actually made M-Drive for himself to stay active and continue enjoying life. And yes, M-Drive supports healthy testosterone, but it's so much more. M-Drive is the everyday supplement to fuel your drive with more energy and more strength. Listen, we'd love for you to try M-Drive too. Visit mdriveformen.com and we'll give you 20% off your first purchase. Just type in the code DRIVE at checkout. Refine your prime with M-Drive.
All right, welcome back in, hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. I can tell you it's 6:35 here Pacific time. It's not any cooler than it was at 2:35,
not at all.
Which was around 1:15. So we're sweating it out here, folks. I'm going to give a shout out to our long distance devil Paul Hornstein, who I know is in Long Island. In Long Island. Okay, I'll say on Long Island. And I know that he's out there watching the show. Probably cooling off. It's probably a cool, 75 right now on Long Island.
He's probably soaking it in.
I brought ZAC Bondurant back in. We've got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to talk a full segment here about college hockey and the changes and things that you've seen. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what you do and your challenges with the camera. And then we're going to talk and wrap things up about our two NHL teams in Desert Southwest, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Let's get it right here. And the Arizona Coyotes. So, okay. First of all, Lindsey Ellis, your thoughts on her and the program that she's developing at your alma mater?
Yeah, I mean, she knows her stuff. She's a good coach. The players all seem to really look up to her, and like she said, there's a lot of people that come back to help.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing with the program is people are willing to they want to play here, but they also want to come back and contribute to the legacy that they kind of started and help build. So I think she's a great coach. She's very passionate. Like when I see her on the bench during games, she's a very active coach. So I think she's going to really hit the skyrocket here pretty soon.
Well, a little behind the scenes stuff. Whenever you say you come to a game to cover for us, you say, "What do you want?" And what do I always tell you? I always say, "Give me some coach jobs."
Yeah.
Right. So you're looking to see if you can get some coach reactions along with the game action stuff. But what's it like to zoom in on a coach? You kind of get a little feel about what they're about, don't you?
You do, yeah. Especially at Oceanside, where you sit above the benches. It's really, really great to hear the reactions of not only the players but the coaches. I just remember hearing Coach Powers get on the refs, and it's hysterical. And it's great to get those shots of just that passion they have.
Yeah, pure emotion, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. There's no filter on that, so it's fantastic. And when Boston College came to play at Gila River,
right?
Coach York, you wanted to get some pictures of him, and it's phenomenal to see somebody so invested in the game. And I think that's, the coaches are just such a key point, because the players, that's why they want to be here.
Now we can call Coach York a Hall of Famer if he got into the Hall of Fame.
Very
so
true.
Good news, and again, congratulations to him on that. But let's talk a little bit more specifically about college hockey. I mean, this year we watched a team. I know when you and I were discussing things at Desert Classic time, you asked me a couple of times about how good this team was going to be, what I thought. I started a magic number. I started a Johnny for Hobie. I started a Joey for Richter. What did you think when I brought that up? Do you think I was a little bit, you might not have all the marbles there?
By the time I came in, your prediction for Decord for the Richter was looking pretty accurate. It was pretty good. The magic number, I think you're only one number off from that, so that's pretty darn good. And there was a lot of kind of craziness that happened those last 2 weeks that really played in the favor. But no, I mean, like I said, I came in midway through, and you were pretty accurate with that stuff. Johnny was still leading the NCAA in scoring.
Right. All right, so for the record, Paul Hornstein, Zach says my magic number worked, because Paul wants to tell us that the magic number is always 1, right? I tell you have to count down to 1.
That's true.
Anyway, the magic number will start up very soon. Okay, when you saw this schedule come out versus last year we all thought it was a gauntlet that they were going to have a tough time running through.
Yeah.
What do you think about this schedule?
It's going to be a tough schedule. I think you had pointed out that Minnesota State, their second series, is going to be a really, really good test for these guys. I think the advantage that they'll have is they're going to have China to kind of really iron out a lot of the details. But, I mean, the 3 big ones that I've circled, more for just quality of game and personal reasons too, Quinnipiac.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's
coming in the first weekend of November.
Yeah, it's not the same team we played in the playoffs, but, you know, you have that, the guys were there. The guys that are here were there, and they still feel that sting, so they want to make sure that they know, hey, that was we're here and we're ready to go. And
it's Quinnipiac at Oceanside.
Yeah,
it's
so
a little bit different, right?
Yeah, they're going to
get
a feel
on the big ice sheet somewhere.
Yeah,
it's here.
They're going to get a feel for how we do things here. And then Harvard being played in my hometown of Southern California.
Yeah,
really excited about that. It's going to be a great series. And then like you had mentioned on the podcast, the Michigan Tech game. That's going to be
coming here again to Oceanside, right?
Yep.
My co-host on the podcast, Paul Hornstein, once again told me that he thought that he was hoping one of those games would be moved out to Gila River.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going, okay, that's great, but I would much rather watch Michigan Tech have to battle with inside of Oceanside, because we know about their fan base, right? Yep. They draw great fans. They'll travel. They'll travel anywhere.
They do travel.
Right? If their seats are limited at Oceanside, it's going to be very frustrating for them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that series as well.
Yeah, and you pointed out Denver too, I believe. You pointed
Denver
out Denver
coming here December 6th and 7th.
Yeah, it's going to be
a lot of fun.
It's going to be a good one.
If you don't get to any other games, make sure you get the first weekend of every month is what I say. October, it's Mercyhurst opening up. We look at November, it's Quinnipiac. December, it's Denver. January, it's going to be Michigan Tech. So get out and see those. When I looked at the overall schedule, though, I think on paper it looks easier. Here's what scares me. The last weekend of the year is February 21st and 22nd at Wisconsin.
That's a really, really big, heavy-hitting team. And I don't think they lost many players to the NHL, so they're going to be really tough.
Okay, so we got to go to Wisconsin. Last year we had to go to Minnesota at the end of the year.
Yep.
Then when I looked at it, I said, boy, that Minnesota series might be what gets them in or out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they lost both of them, and it didn't cost them the tournament.
That was lucky, yeah.
But Wisconsin, again, could be that position. It could be the last weekend of the year where it's a make or break whether we get in or not.
Yep.
Your thoughts? Are they going to have it wrapped up before that, or is that tournament?
Let's hope
that weekend is going to be rough.
Yeah, let's hope they can pull the starters and let them rest, because those guys in Wisconsin are big.
And they're talented. They're
very good.
3 draft picks.
They're really good.
Good draft picks.
Yeah. So I hope not. I'm thinking. I mean, that back half of the season is going to be not easy. Nothing's ever easy in college hockey, but they've got a pretty well spread out schedule. So I think that's going to be obviously every game's important, but you never know. I mean, hopefully it's wrapped up by then, but if anything, I know Powers is going to push them to play really hard, and they got 5 weeks off after, so they can crush it.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
They got 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Again, for folks, if you haven't been paying attention, shame on you, but you should know that the NCAA Sun Devil team does not have a conference currently.
Yep.
So they will be the only team in the country that will be sitting around waiting for a tournament bid and then waiting to play a game.
Yeah.
And you go from playing weekend series where it's 2 games, Friday, Saturday night. All of a sudden you hit the national tournament, 1 and done, right?
Yeah.
I know you watched that regional tournament game, and I've talked with everybody that I can find about it, and we all come up with kind of the same conclusion. It looked like they were a little sluggish period 1 and maybe partway into the second, and then they just put the hammer down, but it was just a little too little with time remaining, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really tough. I mean, knowing as from playing hockey, when you play a tournament, every game you seem to get a little bit better, and I think it's kind of the same thing with college, where every week you kind of find that rhythm.
Yeah.
Having 5 weeks off is tough. It's really, really tough, but I think having that knowledge from last year, I think they can kind of integrate and know that, you learn from your mistakes, and if anything, Coach Powers, he's great at teaching and developing, so I'm sure that's going to happen where they know where they can improve this year.
All right, let's take a quick break. Let's come back and let's talk a little bit specifically about behind the lens and the things that you've seen, things you like to do, and some of the obstacles that maybe you have to overcome at different venues to get the shots that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, we'll be right back.
Like a pro, post-game like a champion at College Bar and Grill. Located across the street from the iconic A Mountain and Sun Devil Stadium and a quick walk from Wells Fargo Arena, College Bar and Grill is your home for the best local craft beer, delicious creative cocktails, tasty food, and Tempe's best atmosphere for Arizona State athletics. College Bar and Grill. Pre-game like a pro, post-game like a champion. Online at ilovecollege.co.
All right, welcome back in, hockey fans in the desert Southwest. I'm not going to talk about the heat anymore. It's getting on of close to 7 p.m. here Pacific time. ZAC Bondurant, our staff photographer, is with me. We're talking hockey, but now, as I promised, we want to get behind the scenes of what it's like for you at different venues. You've had a chance to see some, but you're going to see a lot more as the years go on with us. So tell me a little bit about, let's start first of all, what it's like when you get into a venue and what are you looking for to get that perfect shot?
Yeah, so first thing I do is kind of get set up. I got my lenses, I attach them to the camera, and just start taking test pictures, trying to figure out, what works, what doesn't work, all your settings, get that straight. And then from there, I look to see, where is a good spot for me to set up. At Oceanside, there's about 2 key points where you can set up. I'll keep those a secret because I'm always being competitive, trying to get those perfect shots.
No competitive edge is going to be released.
Exactly. So at Gila River, there's, they have cutouts in the glass, so that makes it super awesome just to get the great pictures. Hopefully when we get the arena, that's something they can really integrate, but if not, we make do. But it's just trying to figure out what settings work best, and then when the players come out for warm-ups, I take more test shots, make sure shutter speed is ready, so that way we're not getting a lot of blur, and then I can adjust it if we want to get a little more blur and show how fast these guys really are going. So it's kind of just the typical of what I do to get started and get settled in.
Well, you mentioned cutouts, right? In most college arenas and other arenas out there, the cutouts aren't there. The little holes in the glass where you can put the lens through and get a clean shot.
Yeah.
How challenging is it with all the hacked up glass? And, every arena tries to clean it.
Yeah.
But you just can't clean some of those scratches that are ingrained in there. How difficult is it to get through or find that perfect spot?
Well, you gotta look to the corners usually because they do get hacked up. If Pashnuk would take it easy on right behind the goal there, we'd probably be all set. But you just kind of gotta look around, and when you're face to face with the glass, you really have a limited view before you start getting a glare. So you just kind of be mindful of it. And I mean, practicing is always, practice makes perfect, you know? So just getting used to it. Oceanside. Oceanside is a tricky arena because you do have that glass where it's kind of a public rink, you know? They have adult games there, so it's a little challenging to find that right spot. But when you've got those two spots, you're golden.
Okay, so tell me, when you go to a game, what's your favorite shot? Is it a great save on a goaltender? Is it a breakaway? Is it a big hit? Rank them for me. What would you like to see best, and what are you most proud of when you get the shot that you want?
You love all those shots. Okay. You love getting those great saves, but I think the best one is the goal reaction.
All right.
And Sandu, he got one of the best shots, I think, from last season at Gila River, where it was Boston College, and he scored, and I just so happened to be sitting right there, and he came around with that pure emotion. And that's probably one of my favorite shots, because a lot of photographers will get a goalie shot. They get player shots, they get those shots. But it's that special moment where a player turns around, and usually there's only one guy there to get that shot. So those are really coveted for me. So reaction shots, I think, are definitely top ones. Big hits are always good. Those always play. Goalie ones are definitely a third. It's always important, but they're great to get.
So this is probably, I think I might answer this for you, but this might be the most difficult shot, is to get that one where you think there's going to be a goal scored, and you're not sure.
Yeah.
So how many times do you click the camera hoping that this is the one?
Press and hold. Get that shutter speed all the way up, and just let it roll.
Press and hold.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing too, is I think kind of plays into me being able to get those shots is I love the game, I'm passionate about the game, and I can think on the level of, you know, ASU's really pressing hard, I need to get down to the other end, or there's going to be a power play, get down to the other end, you know. I knew last year when they were playing, I believe it was Minnesota Duluth, it was overtime, I think it was overtime, and they had Johnny Walker out there, and I knew I got to set up on the side where Johnny Walker was. And lo and behold, just having that kind of cognitive thinking and really understanding really helps. So you just kind of got to think as fast as the players do.
Yeah, and you really have to kind of prepare like a player, right? I mean, you got to understand the flow of the game, where things are happening at. I know where I sit at Oceanside, you've been up there a couple of times, underneath the rafter. As soon as I see a power play coming into play, I try to get focused to see if I can get the video of it. So it's something that when you kind of play the game and you have that natural instinct, it really helps as far as getting the right shot, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's super key to anything you really do as a photographer, knowing the pace and knowing kind of the rules and the pace of the game. It definitely makes your job a lot easier.
Okay, so 2 final questions for you in this segment, then we'll wrap it up. What's the most difficult shot in hockey? What's the hardest one for you to get?
I think the hits.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you can look at the pace of the game and kind of know that, you know, a team is pressing and they're going to be taking a lot of shots, so you can set up for those. And if a team's taking a shot, the goalie's going to have to make a save. So you can get those in one kind of motion almost. Yeah. But the hits, there's so many things going on at once that you're looking at 10 guys to find out who's going to collide. So sometimes it's a guy who's going to be getting the puck, sometimes a guy carrying it. So that's really a hard one, and there's a few I think I've gotten, but we want to get some more.
Well, you know, sometimes I'll give you a list. I'll say, like, here's a player that I want to get shots of as many as you can. So then you kind of focus on those guys a little bit, and you're able to get some, you know, we know the guys that are traditional big hitters and things like that. So we talked about the most difficult. What is the one that's kind of a no-brainer? This is the one that I can take, and I know 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a good one.
Goalie pictures. Yeah. Because
they're ready, right?
Yeah, goalies never really look bad. Yeah. You know?
Hear that, Joey Decor?
Yeah. So whether you're going out to the blue line, you never look bad. So
Joe Bo the goalie.
So it's just, they're always ready.
Marc-Andre Fleury?
Yeah, right. That's good old Flowers. He's always good for a show. But I think those are the ones that when you go to the rink, you know you got to get those players. So that's it.
All right, let's take one final break. Let's come back, wrap things up. We'll touch a little bit on the NHL and your thoughts on what's happened with our two teams here in the Desert Southwest and what you think is going to happen this season. We'll be right back with another segment with ZAC Bondurant. All right, welcome back in, fans, here in the Desert Southwest. It's still hot. It's still not 7 o'clock. We're still sweating it out over here, but we're bringing you ice-cold hockey action all around the country here at ITHSW.com. Hockey talk in the Desert Southwest. Our photographer, ZAC Bondurant, is still with us. And ZAC, I got to thank you again for coming in, because I know you got a busy schedule anyway, but finding time to come down here, especially on 115 degrees, and putting in the time. And we're looking forward, as you are, to a hockey season that's going to be fun and eventful. We talk a lot about college, because we do an awful lot with college stuff. But we have two professional teams. We got the Vegas Golden Knights. We got the Arizona Coyotes in our coverage area. Obviously, they have a lot of regulations to what you can do and can't do as far as getting shots.
Very true.
But we like to do a lot of different things. So I know you follow NHL hockey as well. Tell me a little bit about what you anticipate this year between Vegas and Arizona. I said earlier, I'll give you a little tease. I said that I thought the Western Conference is going to be won by going through either Phoenix or Las Vegas or both. Your gut thoughts on that?
The Coyotes made some plays this offseason to get tougher, and they were right in the battle to make that last wild card spot last season. So it's the Coyotes are going to be a real strong team, and then Vegas. What can you say? They were in the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years ago. So
in their inaugural season,
that doesn't just happen. That's a good solid team, and they also made some adjustments to become even better this year. So
with the Coyotes first. Here's what I'm going to throw out there. These are two big things that I noticed this year, which is different than previous years. First of all, we've got a new majority owner. We've got a billionaire owner.
Very true.
So now we have somebody that has not only the passion to win, but the money to support it. Not that other owners did not have that. They just didn't have the finances, and we both know how important that is. Okay? Secondly, I call it Phil times two, right? They brought in Phil Kessel. They also brought in Phil Housley. Growing up in Minnesota, I know what Phil Housley meant to the state of Minnesota and to USA Hockey and to the NHL. And he's had some coaching stints recently as a head coach in Buffalo. Things didn't work out to his favor. But to pick him up and add him to his staff, you got a defenseman that's as a defenseman, he was an extremely good puck mover and very good on the penalty. On the power play. I just don't know if we can quantify how good he's going to be to this team and what kind of additions he can help with.
You're talking Soderstrom?
No, I'm talking about Phil Housley.
Gotcha. Definitely. I mean, he got a head coaching job in Buffalo for a reason. He knows his stuff. He was a fantastic player. It's just another piece that they added that's going to make them stronger and more tougher to play against.
Okay, so speaking of tougher to play against, in comes Rick Tockett's protege, maybe a little bit when he was in Pittsburgh. I don't know the right word to use on it, but Phil Kessel comes in a trade. He's getting up there in age, but he's a proven goal scorer. And he's very tough and gritty and very good with the puck. He knows where the right place to be is to score the puck, and he also knows where to be to move the puck. Your thoughts on Phil Kessel jumping in?
It's going to be a solid addition to the team. It's still a young team, so it's a guy who's won Stanley Cup rings, and he can bring the new edge to the team, right? He's been there, he knows what it takes. So you can never really go wrong with adding a guy like Kessel. He's a good player. He's a really solid player. There's a reason why he's a champion. So I think he's going to be a really solid addition to the team, and he's just going to help him out even more.
Okay, so when I covered Vegas, I said 4 years ago, when I found out they were getting a team, I said, I don't know a free agent that's not going to want to play in Vegas. Right? You got a great owner, you got a great new facility, you got a great city that backed you right from day one, right?
Before day one.
So now you got all these players coming in, and they're coming into a little bit of a bind with their salary cap because everybody wants to play here. And who do you keep, who do you not keep, right? So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for them again this year as far as getting the right mix of players.
Yep.
But they definitely have the offense. They have a pretty solid defense, and they got a great goaltender, Marc-Andre Fleury, to set things up. My thought is everything will run through the West will have to go through Vegas or Glendale to get to where they want to be as Western Conference champions in the Stanley Cup final.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Vegas they were in the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years ago, and they were an excellent team last year, and they made some trade deadline moves that made them really, really tough. And Coyotes are just getting better, so it's going to be a really exciting season. We're just going to have to see what happens and let it play out.
Well, I can tell you, I want to thank you for coming back in, as I really appreciate you stepping in and giving us your insight.
Thank you.
Looking forward to a great season of shots.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to get to an NCAA tournament again. Hopefully we're going to get to a Frozen Four where we can actually get there and do something.
There we go.
So Greg Powers and your team, that's your job. The rest of the stuff is going to happen. We've got a lot of ACHA stuff. We've got a new ACHA D1 team in Grand Canyon.
Yep.
So that's exciting. We're going to talk a little bit about our sponsors all season long, but wouldn't do this without them. We got M-Drive, great supplement for you. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. Our friends over at OxyPow, I know you love the OxyPow product as well as anybody else. Gets the stink out of everything, right?
Definitely, yeah.
We have our friends here at College Bar and Grill who are always gracious in bringing us in and helping us out with all the productions that we do. And the food here is terrific. So without further ado, let's get some food and move on.
Sounds good.
See you next week.
Thank you.